Teenagers, what's something you're still scared of doing on your own? I've been putting off going to the DMV for like 3 months, not because I'm lazy, because the idea of walking in there alone makes me want to fake my own death and live off the grid. My license expired back in October, and every time my mom brought it up, I'd just nod and say, yeah, I'll go tomorrow, knowing full well tomorrow was code for never. She kept saying she'd come with me, but then suddenly she's got errands, work calls, a dentist appointment for the dog. Whatever excuse kept her out of that fluorescent nightmare. So finally, after weeks of her passive-aggressive comments, I caved. I walked into the DMV like I was entering a final boss arena. The smell hit me first, stale air mixed with stress, and the faint scent of someone's breakfast burrito from 2019. I grabbed my ticket, B47, and sat down in a chair that had seen better decades. There were at least 30 people ahead of me, all looking equally dead inside. I sat there for what felt like the entire Industrial Revolution, watching the number board crawl forward at the pace of continental drift. Finally, they called B47. I walked to the counter like I was approaching a guillotine. The lady sitting there looked like she'd been personally wronged by every human who'd ever walked through that door. No smile, no greeting, just a dead stare and a hand held out for my documents. I handed her my old license, my social security card, and the renewal notice. She glanced at them, then looked up at me like I just handed her a grocery list written in crayon. Where's your birth certificate? I blinked. My what? Birth certificate. You need it to renew. No one told me that. She sighed like I personally ruined her entire week. It's required. Come back when you have everything. That was it. No explanation. Just a dismissal like I was some kind of inconvenience. I stood there for a second, genuinely considering if I could just live without a license and become a full-time pedestrian. But instead, I just said okay in the smallest voice possible and walked out. I got in my car, which I technically wasn't supposed to be driving, and texted my mom. She replied, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Thanks, Mom. I drove home, dug through our filing cabinet like I was searching for buried treasure, found my birth certificate folded in half next to some random tax documents, and decided I was not going back that day. I waited until the next morning, psyched myself up with an energy drink, and walked back in. Different day, same soul-crushing fluorescent lighting. I grabbed another ticket, waited another eternity, and when my number got called, I approached the counter like a war veteran. This time, a different worker, younger, way less dead inside. I handed her everything, birth certificate included, and braced for impact. She looked through it, nodded, typed something, and said okay, you're all set, just need a new photo. 2 minutes, no interrogation, no judgment, no existential crisis.